Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Next week's gonna be the Thanksgiving again, so today we're making the Chinese style roast turkey with sticky rice stuffing. Check it out. Hi new friends, this is Erica right here. I'm a Taiwanese citizen currently living in America. Cooking and traveling are my passion, so I'm here to share with you my favorite Asian recipes. I make kitchen trivia short and Asian home cooking recipe on this channel, so if that interests you, please subscribe and keep watching. I love the holiday season here in the US. Halloween just passed and next week it's gonna be Thanksgiving and then there's Christmas, New Year's, Chinese New Year, oh my god, non-stop. All these holidays in a row in the winter here in Boston is definitely making the depressing winter way more enjoyable. So make sure you subscribe and stay tuned for the holiday specials. It is all cooking in my head right now. Today, just like all other channel, we're making turkey. But the unique part about that is that we're making a Chinese style turkey with the Taiwanese sticky rice stuffing inside. Never seen this before, right? Good. 2 years ago, I used the same recipe to make a roast chicken because 2020 was the peak of COVID. I don't know if you guys still remember that. So with a small family, we won't be able to finish a whole turkey. That's why we made a chicken instead. But this year, since all the restriction in the US is lifted, we can finally celebrate Thanksgiving with our family just like normal. Roasting turkey and chicken is a little bit different, so even that is the same recipe, we're gonna be demonstrated on the turkey today with a bonus of the Taiwanese sticky rice stuffing in the turkey's belly. This is a 3 days long process from seasoning all the way to roasting, but don't be scared because as usual, I'm gonna lead you step by step through this process and also give you all the ingredients, tools, and the timeline you need. So screenshot! Here's the ingredient that we'll need for today's recipe. For the turkey seasoning, we'll have some garlic powder, ground ginger, 5-spice powder, white pepper powder, light soy sauce, oyster sauce, dark soy sauce, salt, sugar, and sesame oil. And for our sticky rice, we'll need some long grain white sticky rice, some dry shrimp, dry mushroom, Chinese sausage, sesame oil, shallot, garlic, cooking wine, soy sauce, 5-spice powder, white pepper powder, and some soaking water. For the tools that you will need in this process will be turkey baking tray, or any type of tray will work, marinating bowl that can fit your whole turkey in, poultry sewing pins and ropes, some tin foil, and a thermometer. If you have a baking brush, that will be great as well, but it's not necessary. Now, if this is the first time you're roasting a turkey, here's a few rules that you should know before you start. Number 1, how much turkey do I need for my family? When it comes to choosing the size of the turkey, there's not really much choice unless you have a big family, because the smallest turkey I've ever seen is 10-pound turkey. We'll be estimating around 1 to 1.2 pound per person, alongside with all the other dish that you prepare for Thanksgiving. Kids under 12 years old, you can just count them as half a person. And obviously, we'll want more turkey than not enough, so you can add a few pounds on top of that as well. And if you have less than 7 people in total, you might be looking at a lot of leftover. Which our next week's video, I'm gonna show you how to keep the leftover moist and juicy in your fridge, and also a recipe that you can put it in your sandwich, salad, and eat it with rice as well. And also, if you only have a family of 3 to 4 people and you find turkey is too big, you can check out this other video I made 2 years ago, then consider roasting a chicken instead. Chicken is always more juicy and tender, and you will also have less leftover. Number 2, how long do I thaw my turkey? If you look this up on internet, which is what I did before, you're looking at 24 hours per 5-pound turkey. But somehow this never really works for me, maybe because my fridge is too cold or whatever. But my 10.5-pound turkey takes me 3 whole days to thaw. So just to be safe, if it's your first time, let's estimate around 4 to 3 pounds per 24 hours. And also after your turkey is thawed, it can be kept in the fridge for up to 4 days before you use it. So rather be safe than sorry. Now we know how long we need to thaw our turkey, then how do we do this? The best way to thaw your turkey is to keep it in its original packaging and put it in the hottest spot of your fridge. Don't put it in the veggie drawer because it's the perfect size. If you put your frozen turkey in, it might keep the cold in and it will be thawed slower. So make sure you put it on the shelf. Also, you want to put your turkey on a tray or a bowl to prevent the water from going all over in your fridge. Number 4, do I have to brine my turkey? Well, brining your turkey is totally optional, though technically it does make poultry more juicy and tender. But it takes a lot of planning ahead. So in today's recipe, we're not doing that, but maybe next year we can try it out together. Number 5, which is the most asked question, does the turkey stuffing has to be inside the turkey? Okay, since it's called stuffing, it does have to be inside the turkey while the turkey is roasting. But you can cook it separately, not inside the turkey. It would just be called dressing instead. It's exactly the same thing though. If you decided to do the stuffing instead of the dressing, all you need to do is make sure your stuffing cooked to its required temperature, which in general is 165 Fahrenheit, which is the safe eating temperature for poultry. You should also keep the stuffing in while the turkey is resting because, as you may know, this is also part of the cooking process. Today we're doing the stuffing, as in putting the sticky rice into the turkey, so our sticky rice can absorb all the turkey juiciness. But we'll also cook our rice 80% done before we stuff it into the turkey to prevent undercooking. If you don't feel comfortable about it, or this is the first time you're roasting a turkey, you can totally skip this part or cook your rice separately. Now I think I covered most of the most common asked question out there on the internet about roasting turkey. If you have any question, please leave a comment down below. I'll try to answer all of your questions as soon as possible so you won't be delayed on the turkey roasting on Thanksgiving. But with that being said, let's get straight into the demonstration, shall we? Depending on the size of your turkey, you will take different days of thawing. So this process is gonna start from your turkey is totally thawed. Day 1. Take the turkey out of your fridge and take it out from its packaging. Place it on whatever surface is clean and open up the stomach. You'll find the turkey neck and giblets packed in the turkey. Just take them out and throw them away. We won't need that today. The plastic thing you see here is used to thrusting the legs together. It is heat resistant, but I don't like to heat up any plastics in my food, so I'll take them off. This little part is the turkey butt. You can cut them off with a scissor and also cut off the excess skin from the neck. When it's done, we're halfway done with our first day. Now take a few kitchen napkins to dry out the turkey skin as well as you can. This step will allow the meat and skin to absorb the sauce and not be watered down too much. When you're satisfied with it, we'll start marinating. Get a bowl and mix in all the sauce with salt, sugar, garlic powder, 5-size powder, and the white pepper powder. We'll also need some minced ginger. Poultry always goes with ginger in Chinese cooking. And for the liquid sauce, we'll get some soy sauce, dark soy sauce, oyster sauce, and sesame oil. Mix them well together and take a spoonful of them at a time to pour on your turkey. I'm operating this on a tray today for an easier execution. If your counter is completely clean or you have a big chopping board, you can also do it on that. I'll just put in around 30 to 40% of the sauce on the turkey today because we're gonna do the exact same thing tomorrow and also during the cooking process. Because after 24 hours of marinating, the sauce will be watered down a little bit. Besides the inside of the turkey where we're stuffing our sticky rice in, we want to coat the rest of the turkey evenly with the sauce. When you see the turkey is all well coated, to save space in my tiny rental fridge, I'll keep them in this pot. Scoop up all the rest of the sauce and coat it on the top side again. Cover it up with plastic wrap to prevent it from getting dry in the fridge, and we're done for today. See you tomorrow! Now day 2, which is 24 hours later. We'll take out the turkey and the leftover sauce on the fridge and coat it with the second layer. We want to be generous with the sauce so that we can really get the flavor in, and that's why I said we should save most of the sauce for the second marinating process. Now when you're done, put it back into the pot upside down from what you did yesterday and wrap it up and let it marinate for another 24 hours. By now, you should still have around 10 to 20% of your sauce that you can use during the cooking process. But if not, don't worry because you can always make more with the recipe I gave you. We're doing this for 2 days, but some people like to do it for 4 days and switch it back and forth like that. I don't really think it's necessary, but it is up to you. And tomorrow will be the big day, so sleep well. Now, day 3 should be the Thanksgiving day that you're roasting our turkey. The first thing we gotta do in the morning is to soak our sticky rice. If you want, you can also soak it a day before. The sticky white rice should be soaked for at least 3 to 24 hours. So for example, if you're trying to roast your turkey at 2 p.m., we should be soaking our sticky rice at least 10 a.m. or 24 hours before that. Because besides the 3-hour soaking time, we'll also need around 1 hour to cook our rice and cool it down before stuffing. While you're soaking your white rice, you should also soak your dry mushrooms. The mushroom soaking water will be packed with umami, so we'll use this to stir fry our rice later. Make sure you wash your dry mushroom real quick before soaking so there's no dirt or dust in the water. If you want to learn more about dry mushroom and how to properly soak it or soak it super fast, you can check out this old video that we talk all about dry mushrooms. For the best result of the Taiwanese sticky rice, we'll have to use dry mushroom. You can't use fresh mushroom in this step. Because the drying process of the mushroom will give the mushroom at least 10 times its umami flavor than the fresh one. So after hours of roasting in our turkey, only dry mushroom will keep its texture and flavor well enough. Now with our estimated time, it will be 1 p.m., which is 1 hour before you want to roast your turkey. The rice and mushrooms supposed to be both soaked through. For the ingredient, we'll mince the garlic, slice our shallot, and mushrooms. If you can't get a Taiwanese sausage, you can also get a Chinese sausage or just get pork belly instead. The dry shrimp will also need to be washed and soaked for around 10 minutes before usage. And same thing with the mushroom, we'll be using this water later, so make sure you rinse them off first. When all the ingredients are ready, it is time to cook. Heat up your wok or pan, and without any oil, we'll toss in our dry mushroom and dry shrimp. Stir fry them without any oil can force out the soaking water and concentrate the flavor again, also release its aroma. Take a minute or two in medium heat to stir fry till it's aromatic. If you have an iron wok, you'll only need around 30 seconds. Now when the time's up, we can add in our Taiwanese sausage. If you're using pork, we want to stir fry till the oil is released and all the pork has turned white. For the sausage, there won't be too much oil, so stir fry them for around a minute and we'll add in our sesame oil. Sesame oil is relatively sensitive, so you don't want to use too high of a heat and heat it up for too long. It's gonna turn bitter. So right away, we'll add in our shallot and garlic and stir fry them real quick in medium heat. Don't burn it. The reason why we add in sesame oil is to give the rice some oil, because this dish in Chinese is literally called the oil rice. This is a very traditional Taiwanese dish that is most commonly seen in the baby's 1-month birthday. Now before it gets burned, you can smell the shallot and garlic's aroma. Add in some cooking wine from the side of the wok, and then soy sauce and 200 milliliters of our combination of mushroom and shrimp soaking water. We'll also add in some 5-spice powder and white pepper powder to give it some Taiwanese accent and let it boil up. As soon as it starts boiling, we'll add in our drained sticky rice. And we'll have to stir fry till the water dries out. It shouldn't take too long. The rice doesn't have to be cooked through right now because we'll put it in the steamer for 10 more minutes and roast it inside the turkey for another 2.5 hours. I lost the footage of the steaming part, so we won't be able to see that, but really all you need to do is just put it into a steamer or your Instant Pot for 10 minutes and let it cool down, and then we can stuff it into our turkey before we want to roast them. Also, if you prefer to use the sticky rice as the dressing instead of a stuffing, you can just steam it for 25 minutes before serving. I bought one of these recycled aluminum turkey tray from Stop and Shop. You can put a lifting tray under the turkey like me so it doesn't get soaked in juice while cooking. Western style, they will put in some vegetable, but since we're not using a gravy today, a simple tray will do the trick. But if you don't have one, veggie will always work. Now the turkey is in place, we'll pour in some of the sauce from the bottom of the pot. At this point, you can let the juice drip, no problem. Just try to pour it evenly on your turkey, under the wings, and the side, and all that. Again, the inside of the turkey doesn't need to be coated because we're stuffing our rice in now. Scoop up your rice 1 spoonful at a time and stuff it inside the belly. We want to fill them up but not too full. This amount will be perfect for an 11-pound turkey. The rice might expand a little bit more later, so don't make it too tight. When it's done, we'll sew up the turkey to create a steaming environment for our rice. And here's how you do it. Use your hand to pull both sides of the meat and skin and pinch your stick in like this. Each stick should be around 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch space in between, all the way from the top of the hole to the bottom. The stick is super pointy, so be careful, don't pinch yourself. When that's done, you can get the butcher string, or you can also use a dentist flaw if you don't care about plastic, and tie the hole up like a shoelace. Try to seal it as well as you can, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Just don't leave a hole that is bigger than a quarter size open. Next, we want to tie up the turkey legs. This is super simple, just tie the leg one at a time, nothing fancy, as long as they're not going to separate during the cooking process, and you're good. At the end, we're going to take all of these off before serving, so no one will see this later. Now, last step is one of the most important part, is to stuff the turkey wing in. Just simply pick up the wing of your turkey and stuff it on the bottom of the turkey to prevent burning. When that's done, we're ready to cook. Now heat up your oven to 325 Fahrenheit, and depends on if you have stuffing or not. If you have stuffing, we'll be roasting a turkey around 17 minutes per pound. If you don't have stuffing, it'll be around 15 minutes per pound. So for my 10.5 pound, let's call it 11-pound turkey, with stuffing, I'll need around 187 minutes. That's roughly around 3 hours. All this number is the estimated time. If you want the turkey to be perfect, the best way is to use a thermometer. When the thickest part of the turkey interior temperature rises to 155 to 160 degrees, it is the time to take it out. The best temperature of turkey is 165 Fahrenheit, but because we have to rest our turkey for 20 to 30 minutes after cooking, the interior temperature is gonna keep rising during this resting process. So if you take your turkey out when it's already reached to 165, that's when you experience dry turkey. Another way to tell if the turkey is ready or not is look at this little red plastic pin on your turkey if you got one. The red part of the pin will pop up when the turkey is done, but again, the best way to do this is still using a thermometer. Before we put in our turkey, we're covered up entirely with a layer of tin foil because we have a lot of sauce on top that might get burned for such a long cooking process. Now, after around 2.5 hours, when there's approximately 30 minutes left for cooking, we'll take the turkey out and take off the tin foil. Brush the turkey with the last bit of sauce we kept from marinating evenly on the upper side of the turkey. Now put it back into the oven and keep your eyes on the color. You can cover the tin foil back on if the interior temperature has not reached yet. This is more of a case if you estimate your turkey wrong or your turkey is heavier than you thought. As a matter of fact, I like my poultry to be more charred, so when my turkey reaches 155 Fahrenheit, I'll take it out and coat it with a layer of honey. This can not only sweeten the skin, but also gave it a more charred color. I'll put it back into the oven for another 5 minutes. And when the time is up, take it out of the oven and cover it up with tin foil to let it rest. This resting time will allow the meat to fully cook through and let the juice to redistribute it within the meat. If you cut it right after you take it out of the oven, the juice will be leaking all over your counter and your turkey might get dry as well. When the time is up, you can open up the tin foil, pull out the sticks, and then we can take off the rope or cut them off and we can scoop out our sticky rice. Wow, it smells so good. We're ready to serve. Wow, look at this! Plating a Thanksgiving turkey is definitely the funnest part of it all. Doesn't this look delicious? Well, to be 100% honest with you, I accidentally roast my turkey with honey for a bit too long because I forgot to set a timer. It was a long day. But it wasn't burned, just a little bit darker than I would like. So don't make the same mistake as I did and keep your eyes on it while you're coloring the turkey at the end. Though besides a small incident, the turkey came out beautifully. The rice is super flavorful and the turkey is still juicy. Well, this is definitely too much food for me and my husband alone, so we're gonna keep most of them as leftover and use it to make the Chinese style spicy shredded turkey. Coming up next week. And besides that, I'm also gonna show you how to keep your turkey moist and juicy in your freezer for up to 2 weeks. Don't miss out! Thank you for cooking with me to the end. Let me know if you like this recipe by giving this video a thumbs up. It's only gonna take you a second, but it means a lot to me. I make video on YouTube every Monday and Thursday, so remember to hit that bell and you'll never miss out. Last but not least, don't forget to subscribe on my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you next week.